Just imagine if nourishment was a simple process wherein you get hungry, you eat food, you feel satiated, and then you stop eating. Life would have been tremendously easy and we would be facing a lot lesser health issues. However, a lot of biochemical sending signals between the brain and the body control hunger and appetite. And by the way, there is a difference between hunger and appetite which can be difficult to distinguish. Basically, hunger refers to physical need for food and appetite refers to the desire for food. Now, appetite can not only be influenced by factors like blood sugar levels, hormones, and exercise, but also by a lot of other factors like moods and emotions. Hello everyone, my name is Dev Patel and in this video we are going to discuss about this influence of moods and emotions on our appetite. We are going to discuss about emotional eating. Emotional eating, which is also called comfort eating or stress eating, is quite difficult to control to a small extent because it is controlled by our genes. I mean, not controlled by genes, but genes have an influence on them to a small extent. However, majorly psychological and situational factors have a significant influence on emotional eating. Before we go further, let us define what is emotional eating. Emotional eating simply refers to consumption of food for the purpose of regulating one's own emotional states. Basically, it is using food to make yourself feel better, which means to satisfy your emotional needs rather than needs of your physical body. Unfortunately, emotional eating does not solve emotional problems. In fact, it worsens them. Consuming hyperpalatable foods, particularly which are sweet, fatty or high in carbohydrates, may improve your mood temporarily, but that comes with a cost of an array of health issues. There are a lot of potential causes of emotional eating which are situational, psychological and biological in nature. So let us start with situational causes. So basically there are two types of situational causes. One is stress and another is hunger. When people are under a lot of stress, be it related to school, work or relationship problems, they are more prone to stress eating. Studies on psychologically distressed working-aged Finns, African Americans, 65,235 older adults, adolescents and children, and a lot of other researchers confirm this. Perhaps the reason behind this could be that many people use food as their primary coping mechanism to deal with stress. Comfort eating is also associated with sensations of hunger, both physical hunger, which occurs due to energy deficiency, and hedonic hunger, which occurs due to urges, feelings, and thoughts of food. Now let us talk about psychological causes. Psychological causes include restrained eating, impulsiveness, reward sensitivity, and cognitive reappraisal. Restrained eating refers to monitoring and restriction of food, which primarily happens in case of unhealthy dieting. Generally, restrained eaters have a tendency to think about food constantly, which could be a reason for their engagement in emotional eating episodes. Impulsiveness refers to the tendency of acting without thinking or without giving a forethought. Impulsive eaters do not consider the consequences of their eating behaviors. Reward sensitivity refers to the degree to which a person is responsive to the rewards of a behavior. For example, after eating a burger or a pizza, some people might be more responsive to its mood-lifting properties than other people, which might be a reason for emotional eating. Study published in journal Appetite in April 2004 shows this. Cognitive reappraisal over here means the subjective interpretation made by a person to an emotion-provoking situation. For example, a stress eater can only look at a lost match as a humiliating failure and not as a valuable lesson or an interesting adventure, which makes him more prone to stress eat. Now let us talk about the biological factors. On a biological level, emotional eating is associated with the weight status of an individual. Although the reason is still not clear, some research indicates that obese and overweight people are more sensitive to the emotions and that makes them more prone to overeat than normal weight individuals. More prone to emotional eat, not overeat, I'm sorry. Another biological difference is sex of an individual. Compared to men, women, due to their biological dispositions like hormonal changes, are more prone to experience intense feelings. This might be the reason that they are more prone to engage in emotional eating episodes than men. But to make it very clear and to clarify some things before I proceed further, that overeating is not the only response to negative emotions for everyone and at every time. Sometimes people even tend to eat less when they are stressed, and sometimes people also tend to eat more when they are happy. Now let us discuss that generally what determines who emotional eats and when. In a study, Mantau and colleague researchers simultaneously examined all the factors which I just mentioned. The results showed that after all factors were examined, only stress level and restrained eating were significantly related to emotional eating. So now let us talk about the solution of this issue called emotional eating. Basically, what we need to do is to develop coping skills to deal with stress. Some nuggets of advice often given are as follows. We need to develop some skills like time management, conflict resolution, problem solving, mindfulness, and we can also do some other things like not buying foods which we know are hard to resist or not bringing them home at the first place. Researchers also suggest that various therapies like cognitive behavior therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy, and dialectical behavior therapy can help people struggling with emotional eating. At the end, I would like to say that if you are struggling with any mental or emotional health issues, then don't hesitate to visit a mental health professional. If you want me to make more in-depth videos on various psychological topics like this, then please let me know in the comments below. Majorly all the videos which will be uploaded on this channel from now on will be research based. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe to the channel to get notifications of the latest videos. Thank you for watching.